Hi everyone. So in this video, I will be covering houses in astrology from 7 to 12. So you can consider this video like a part 2. So those of you who haven't watched the part 1 that is covering houses from 1 to 6 can watch that video first and then come to this one. Okay. So let's get started. So the seventh house. So this is the house that starts our adulthood, the time of responsibility, sharing, commitment, and growth. So this house represents marriage and legal partnerships. Also includes business partnerships because seventh house is also the house of trade, doing business and exchanging goods. Since business deals does not only require trade but commitment to fulfill one's contract, which again is like a marriage. So a business partnership is same as a marriage. This is why many people in India get their horoscope matched before entering into a partnership. So seventh house also rules fame of a person as it is directly opposite to the first house, which is the self. And the seventh house is house of masses. So this is also a death inflicting house, a marka house. This is because dealing with marriage and its issues can really make people exert their maximum energy, their maximum prana. So wherever house you're exerting your maximum life force, your maximum energy, your maximum prana, it becomes a marka house because आपका maximum life उसमें exert हो रहा होता है. Okay. Now coming to the eighth house. So eighth house is again considered a Dushtana house. So the eighth house rules the death and rebirth of a person and how one rises after a great fall in their life. It also represents deep rooted issues in one's life and a lot of interest or a lack of interest in mystical world like occult, mysticism, astrology, tantric practices, and ghosts are all seen from this house. So eighth house represents the lifespan of a person. This is also the house of occult, like I shared. So eighth house deals with things that are buried deep beneath the earth. So this is why it represents scientists, researchers, PhD researchers who can dig deep and research. Like example, may Albert Einstein had a strong eighth house. So when anyone has a strong eighth house, what they can do is they can dig deep. Either they can dig deep into researching into something, they can do good PhDs, they can dig deep and do work and business like माइनिंग का काम कर सकते हैं आप. कोई भी चीज जिसमें आपको गहराई में खोदना पड़े और गहराई में जाना पड़े, लाइक अ डिटेक्टिव कैन बी सीन फ्रॉम द एट्थ हाउस. ऑल्सो एट्थ हाउस is the hidden matters of a personal and professional world. It shows scandals, taxes, hidden money, joint assets. It also shows the wealth of a spouse and the family of a spouse. Also, eighth house represents things like accidents and surgeries. I'll give you an example about this. So like no one plans कि okay April 2022 के अंदर मेरा एक्सीडेंट होगा, so let me prepare. It just happens ना. उसी तरीके से you are not preparing कि चलो मैं 5 साल बाद सर्जरी कराऊंगा. It is when the doctor calls you and tells you कि you have this and this issue and you need to get a surgery ASAP and you really need to schedule such things. So all of such events is seen from the eighth house. Now coming to the ninth house. So ninth house, what it happens is that after dealing with the lowest point in life in the eighth house, we finally are rescued by a virtue of God into the higher realm, that is spirituality, the realm which gives us hope, optimism, wisdom, and one true dharma. So this is where we finally get a hand from above that pulls us up. It can be a father, guru, preacher, guide, mentor. Only through the mentorship and guidance of a guru do we truly understand the wisdom in life. So this is the house that teaches us the true value of life and existence. No other house does this except this. This is why this is the house of guru and father. Now coming to the 10th house. So the 10th house is the house of action in our life. After receiving the guidance and wisdom of a guru in the ninth house, we go out in the world and perform the right action. If ninth house contains the guru and father, the 10th house contains the boss, authority, government, a place where the pillar of society is built upon. This is why 10th house also represent knees because we have to stand on our knees. As in India, there's a saying, अपने पैरों पे खड़े हो, meaning stand on your feet, which is a synonym for becoming independent and professional. So this house shows your reputation in public, your career, and your image in public. So you're basically confidence to take control in the public. Also, this is called the Karam Sthan in Vedic Astrology. Now coming to the 11th house. So 11th house shows gains of all kinds, wishes and power to achieve your desired goal. and your sources of income. So the source of income is not your 10th house, but your 11th house. How will you make your money, that big money? So your 10th house just shows your career, rise and fall in career, and what field you'll go into. But 11th house shows the big gains you'll receive in your life. So it becomes a very important house in terms of wealth. Also, it is known as the फल स्थान in Vedic astrology. So 10th house को हम कर्म स्थान कहते हैं, ये मैंने कर्म करा, और 11th हाउस को हम फल स्थान कहते हैं, इसमें को कर्म का फल मिला. Also, 11th house represents elder siblings and dealing with large organizations. Now we are coming to the last bhava of Jyotish, that is the 12th house. So 12th house is a house which is the furthest from your ascendant. If you count also, it is 12 blocks away. It's far, and thus it's the house of foreign lands and foreign places. So इसको हम देख के ये भी एनालाइज कर सकते हैं कि किसी का अब्रॉड सेटल होना पॉसिबल होता है नहीं होता है. जनरली किसी का 12th हाउस स्ट्रॉन्ग हो तो वो व्यक्ति जनरली अब्रॉड सेटल हो जाता है. एंड नाउ कमिंग टू द theory, so it not only shows foreign lands but also places that narrow our comfort zone. So the 12th house represents hospitals, jails, asylums, any place that confines you in a place which with no windows or no contact with people is a 12th house. Like, a laboratory, monasteries, ashrams, even astronauts can be seen from the 12th house. So it is also the house of your dreams. It's also the house of your bed pleasures. Lastly, 12th house represents losses or expenditure. ये हमारे खर्चों का भी घर होता है. On the contrary, 12th house is a major player in careers of fictional writers, as 12th house takes you to a different dreamland and dimension which is required for a fantasy writer. For example, जो हमारी हैरी पॉटर सीरीज की राइटर है J.K. रोलिंग, उनका 12th हाउस बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है. उनके काफी प्रोमिनेंट प्लैनेट्स 12th हाउस में बैठे हुए हैं, लाइक मर्क्यूरी. So this is why 12th house is strong and she is a great writer. So yeah, this was my analysis from houses from 7 to 12, that is the bhavas. So guys, this was my brief small analysis of bhavas from 7 to 12. In my part 1, I talk about houses from 1 to 6. To be honest, I can talk about each bhava for like 45 minutes to 1 hour also, because they carry a lot of theory and information which I didn't talk about. But in these videos, I just gave a brief overview कि layman terms में ये houses signify क्या करते हैं. So I hope I was able to add some value out here. That's all. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, goodbye.